Morning everyone, welcome back. I told you I would be back soon, and actually sooner than I thought I would be, but I wanted to give a quick update. I'm standing over here right now by my enormous passion vine, and it has started flowering and putting on fruit. I've got passion fruit popping up everywhere. There's some here. It's really taking off now. I've lost a couple to caterpillars. Our caterpillars, it's like caterpillar season right now for us. But hopefully I won't lose any more. There's one that's just starting to form. But there's some here. I mean, it's all over. Oh, see? Right there. There's the culprit. And they will, I haven't had them too bad, but I just take it and well, it fell off, but see how it starts to eat. I just chuck it. But I plan on losing, you have to plan on losing some stuff to pests. It's just the way it is. And I mean, I'm not going to use a ton of passion fruit, so if I lose some, I'm not overly concerned. And I've got so much of it coming up that I think it'll be okay. This one, something did something to it, but I don't think it got all the way through, so I'm letting it grow still. But yeah, I mean, look at all of it. And the vine is just taking over. But if you're in Florida and you want something, if you like passion fruit, passion fruit is very easy to grow here. I got a cutting of this vine from my wife's uncle, and I planted it about a year ago, and here's where we are now. It was really easy. I don't even think I used rooting hormone. I think I potted it first to get it established, and then once it had some roots going, I put it in the ground over here between these two clothesline poles, and then I tied a rope between the two, and it's done the rest. There's a little one right there, but they'll turn, I think, a little bit of a purplish color when they're ready to be picked. And then you eat the guts pretty much. You don't really eat the outside of it. And here's my I was trying to find a flower so I could show you the flower, but they don't look like they have any flowers right now. But here's where I cut down that cassava, and there it is coming back. So it made it through where I cut it down. The stumps, I guess, if you will, made it through 2 freezes, because I didn't cover them or anything. 2 freezes, and they're coming back. So that's pretty impressive. And I had buried some canes right here to keep them safe during the winter, and they're kind of coming up right here, which I'll end up taking care of that because I don't want them coming up right there. But anyways, what I'm going to do today, I don't have a bunch. I'm not really going to plant anything right now. I planted some stuff yesterday, but that's pretty much going to be the end of it. Other than I'm going to plant some sweet potato because it's getting late to plant stuff. It's nice enough weather now, other than it being super dry, to plant things. But by the time they mature, it will be summertime, and then it'll be getting hot, and it'll be getting buggy. So I'm not going to plant, really, I'm not going to put any more seeds in the ground, but stuff like sweet potato will do fine in the summer heat. But let me kind of give you a little update. I've been out here doing some hoeing. The grass is long just because I haven't mowed because it's so dry and dusty out here that it will set my allergies off something fierce. But here's this one's the best out of the burgundy okra. I just don't have much luck with burgundy okra. I don't know if I have any seeds left, but the reason why I want to grow it is because I've watched a video about it fruiting faster than Clemson spineless. So I figure, hey, let's give it a shot. And it is pretty. I mean, look at the pretty stems, but those right here, I believe, are flower buds. So I guess maybe it is going to start producing faster than Clemson spineless would, but we'll see how it goes. The video that I watched was a guy, I think he was in Georgia, so different climate, so we'll see. That's a tomatillo right there. I don't know if it needs that stake, but I went ahead and put it there just to be safe. And I'm about to cut this monstrosity of a chayote down. I hate to do it because it's blooming so much, but I really got to get it out of the way because it's just taking over. I'm gonna build another trellis like the ones down there and then let it climb up that, but I think I may have some potatoes coming up right there and possibly right there, so we'll see what happens with that. There was a burgundy okra over here and it didn't make it. This is that old yellow pear tomato, and it's still kicking. It doesn't look that great, but it's still kicking, and I'm gonna let it kick as long as it wants to kick. Still got tomatoes on it. The problem is they're sitting on the ground, and then usually the bugs get to it, but I try to get to it before the bugs do. But it's still putting tomatoes out. There's the ground cherry. I don't know what's making the leaves turn white like that, but you can see it's got ground cherries on it getting ripe. And if you look here, black beans are starting to bloom. This one needs to get taller and start climbing, but see, all my ground cherries are getting those white leaves, but see how it does? It wraps up, the black bean just will wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap all the way up. But this one's blooming too, and they're pretty little purple flowers. But all the black beans that I've got in the ground out here are doing very well. So another thing to add to your list, if you like beans, black beans are, this is my second time growing them, and literally now these came from seeds that I saved from last year, but the ones that I planted last year were literally just, I went to the grocery store, bought a bag of dried black beans and planted them, and you get black beans. So it's cheap, it's easy. This chayote is starting to come back, but we'll see what it does. And then over here, just walk through a spider web again. I had the cucamelon over here and it didn't really do anything, but I don't know why this doesn't seem to be. It's like I didn't even water it over here, but I just ran the sprinkler. But where the cucamelon was over here that didn't come up, I put in some just pickling cucumber yesterday. And then over here, where I had some lettuce before, I put some Clemson spineless okra. And then this sprout right here, I don't know if it's going to do anything. That's a cantaloupe. I didn't do a melon pit, I just put it in. There's another one. I put a couple in just to see what it would do. But if they don't do well, I'll probably have to do a melon pit next time. And then here's some Clemson spineless okra. There's one down there, but they're not wanting to come up very good. I don't know. I put fertilizer down and everything, but I just feel like it's not, like this is just sand over here, and I just watered yesterday, so I may have to come out and water by hand. I don't know why it's not reaching over here, but my chives are blooming, and it has brought in some bees. I don't see any on there right now, but and they taste good. I used some the other day, and one thing about chive, if you have any, if you look how they're kind of clumped, you can dig that up, pull this apart, and then plant out the individual clumps, and you can start new plants. So that's one thing that is nice about chive. You can kind of just keep it going. And then of course, this is really starting to get a nice size, this longevity spinach. But I'm going to clip back this chayote here, because it's just getting it's taking over the place, and I'm not about that. So I've got to find, this was an old sunflower cane, sunflower stalk, I guess you could say, but I got to find where the base is, because I'm just going to cut it way back and let it start over again. I don't think it's got any fruit on it. I don't see any. I see a caterpillar. Different kind of caterpillar right there. But yeah, I'm gonna cut him way back. So bear with me here as I find where it's going in, and see the stick that I had used as a trellis is leaning way over, so it's not working really, and I need to, there it is, I think. Yeah, I'm not gonna cut him all the way back to where he's got no leaves, but I'm gonna seriously cut him back here, because if I don't want to get rid of all the leaves, because I'm not trying to get rid of this, I'm just trying to cut them back, and then I'm going to kind of start them over. But yeah, I want him to have some leaves so that he can still photosynthesize and grow back. Although I cut that one that you see right there, I thought it had come out, like I thought, because the stick also fell over during a winter storm we had here. I thought that it had completely come out of the ground, but I so I just cut it completely off, and the stick for it is actually over there. And it's coming back, and I didn't save any leaves on it whatsoever. So it will come back from nothing. But man, this is a monster here. If you need evidence that chayote will grow well in Florida, there you go. And I recommend giving it a shot. It's kind of unique. It's very mild in flavor, very, very mild. And if you use them when they're young, you can actually use them raw, or you could use them to, I've seen recipes where you can replace apples and make pie and stuff out of it. But I haven't done that. We've always used them as a vegetable, and they, like I've said before, they remind me of a radish, just without it being so harsh. So if you like radishes, you'll like these. They're not quite as, because radishes kind of have a little bit of that. Looky there. Look at that little pretty guy. Radishes kind of have a little bit of a bite to them. So if you like radishes, then I think you would really like chayote. And literally, again, this is one of those things you can go to the store. Oh, sorry, I'm grunting. I'm trying to get this up. You can literally go to the grocery store, buy a chayote, or 3 or 4, sit it on your counter, and a vine will start to grow out the bottom. And when that happens, you just come out and plant it sideways into the ground, and it'll take care of itself. So, there's one more that I didn't cut. Maybe a couple that I didn't cut. So yeah, and it's just so easy to start them. And I know if you're in Florida, I know Publix carries them. You can just go to where the tropical fruits and stuff are, and they'll be in there. That's where I got mine. I bought some for us to taste test first, and we liked them. And then went back and I bought some to plant last year in the fall, as you've seen in my other videos. So, this is just all big tangled mess. And that's why I want to start over with it, because it is taking over, and I don't want it to take over. If I want a vine to take over, that's what I want the sweet potatoes to do. But yeah, see, looks like we did have some fruit starting to form. That's okay. It will come back. It will come back. This one's coming back, and that one down there is coming back. So we'll get some more. I'm not worried about that. And we don't eat it a ton, but we do like it some. But this guy has just gotten too unruly for me. I know some people would say that, how could I cut down something? Who cares if it's unruly? Well, I care, so I just don't like it when it gets too unruly. I think I've still got stuff to cut there. But anyways, I don't know if you want to sit and watch me do this, but I'm going to get some more remesh and some rebar and put it here for this one. I'll put some down there for that one. I'll put some here for that one. And eventually I'm going to have a bunch more of it too, wherever I have, like over here if I want to grow beans, or wherever I grow beans. Because these teepees work if you have nothing and you've got trees or whatever you can cut down. Certainly do that. If you don't have any material whatsoever, this stuff is not expensive. You can get it at any hardware store type thing, like Home Depot or anything. But if you don't have it, you don't want to spend the money or anything, you certainly don't have to. These things do work. Don't pay any attention to mine leaning, but these things do work, so you can use them. But this just gives a lot more height and a lot more room for things to crawl. So, but by all means, don't let not having the materials stop you. You can always improvise. So, but yeah, I'm going to finish this up and then I'll be done. But that's a quick update. Yeah, that's about it. The mulberry tree is starting to slow down some, but I'm hoping that it'll just put out more and more and more. You can kind of see I've been putting mulch at the base of the trees. I've got a tree service that's just a few doors down from me, and they've given me a big pile of mulch. They gave it to me last year, and I'm still working through it, but I've mulched around the base of the trees because once it starts getting hot, it's good to mulch, and it'll hold moisture in, and then plus it will and it already is starting to kind of rot, so that will all seep down into the soil under the trees, and it will fertilize. So I didn't put any around the banana and I didn't put any around my big mulberry just because it's kind of established already. But I will put some around the mulberry. I'm not going to put any around the banana because all the dead banana leaves kind of mulch those for me. But everywhere else I put mulch around just to give it that layer of protection and nutrients. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and share and comment, and we'll discuss things. And I appreciate everyone who watches, and I hope that this channel continues to grow. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.